Hello, everybody. This is Coach Santos. I'm glad that you found my YouTube video, and this is about chess tournaments. So let's take a look really quickly about what I've put together. First, I want to introduce myself. I'm a professional chess player and a chess coach. I've been teaching chess all over Houston, Texas for the last 10 plus years. It's been a long time since I've got a chance to sit down and do some work here. But I've been playing chess since college, and from college I led my team to victory in the Southwest Collegiate Championships in 2006 and 2007. I've been teaching chess to all schools in North Houston, Northwest Houston, and West Houston, and downtown Houston. It's been a fun adventure for myself. I'm getting a chance to play a bunch of students and get to play a bunch of coaches and chess masters. This is what I do professionally for my job. I've also gotten a chance to coach Aldine ISD. These guys and have been on top, and they're very consistent in Houston playing in tournaments. So be careful of these guys. All right. I'm also currently now teaching in Magnolia. There we have a huge tournament every year. So there's so many different students, and I get to meet all over Houston. But this is definitely one of my largest groups. So if you are in the area, try to find me. All right. You can also find me on chess.com. I like to play online. You can find me at the Lost Pawn 83 when you're on chess.com. I also jump on Chess Kid, play with some students of mine. I love using the learning to play chess with Fritz and Chester. This is one of my favorite little programs to do with my young students that are in elementary school. So if you're not familiar with the rules, get one of those and you'll learn how to play really fast. I love to just enjoy playing chess with anybody that I can. I've also created the John Santos Chess Academy, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. All right, so what do I do? My coaching services, what I do is we'll do one-on-one private lessons if you really want to take your game to the next level. I also do group lessons for students, then about 4 kids to about 12 or so. That's what I like to teach. If my group gets larger, then that's perfectly fine. I have after-school chess programs for that, and I have other friends that I do coaching with. And these guys are the best in the business, and I love working with these guys and taking our schools to tournaments. So that's why you're here. So is my student ready? Is he ready to play into a tournament? Okay, first thing we need to make sure that we understand before we jump into tournaments is that your child is familiar with moving the pieces, familiar with the point values of the queen, the rook, the knight, the bishop, the pawn. That's some information you can find really quickly online at any chess website. Also, they need to make sure they understand what checkmate, and stalemate look like. So I practice with my students consistently to making sure that they are practicing checkmate puzzles and even being able to identify those stalemates. It happens a lot in tournaments, and that's what we need to practice, of course, on. So I also practice with my students to write down their moves. That's for me as a chess coach and for any other coach too. If your student is writing that stuff down, like these boys are in the picture, then they're in a good shape to being able to play in tournaments. It's not required in all tournaments, but again, it's great for the coaches to be able to go over and help their chess get better and better. Also, I got to make sure that students are showing good sportsmanship. When they show good sportsmanship, I know that they are ready to play in tournaments. And so if they win the game, they can shake hands, say thanks for the game. If they've lost the game, and they can say, hey, sometimes we win some, sometimes we lose some, better luck next time. All right, so who does these tournaments? This is a guy named Mr. Jim Liptrap. He's been my friend for a very long time. He runs the Houston Chess Association, and he's a part of the Texas Chess Association here in Texas, of course. He does USCF rated tournaments. He also does unrated tournaments, but we don't really hand out big trophies and everything for those unrated events. If your child is interested in playing in an unrated event, that's perfectly fine. There's no rating or that's getting changed at all. If you don't know your child's rating, that's all right. That's what these tournaments are for, to start building up chess points to get to chess master levels. All right. So he does kindergarten through 12th grade level tournaments, scholastic tournaments. This is what I love about these kind of tournaments. They're just for these kids. And there is an adult section that does sometimes play. Not all tournaments that he does too are for adults too. So you have to just check on his website. If you Google JimLiptrapChess.com, and you'll actually see his name posted up, and you'll see a listing of all of the tournaments that he does throughout the school year. Also, he does chess camps too, which I love to do. All right, on Friday nights, it happens on Friday nights, and he does chess at a local area in the Northwest area near myself. He does 3-round tournaments, and these 3-round tournaments are game 30-30 or game 25 minutes with a 5-second delay. This happens really fast in the evenings, and so most kids are able to play and to go to bed on time or so. Well, when he's not doing Friday night chess, he does Saturday chess tournaments. These tournaments last all day, and that's the one that we're trying to get more information on. He has weekly tournaments in Houston, and they are all over the Houston area. And sometimes he has tournaments that are twice a month. Well, I would actually say it's actually happening more often now. He's kind of cutting back and everything on doing chess, but there are weekly tournaments all over the Houston area that you can find. At these tournaments, students play 5 games of chess. They play 25 minutes with a 5-second delay. The delay is for students to be able to write down their moves when they're playing chess, so that way they don't panic that they're losing so much time in chess. It does take a while for students to get adjusted to that clock and the time. So that's what I try to do with my students before I put them in, is to get them used to playing with clocks so they don't freak out when the clock is put in front of them. However, it's all good when there's 5 minutes left on the clock. The students get to stop writing and they can continue to play on with their game. There's no elimination in these tournaments. We do a Swiss style kind of pairing. This Swiss style kind of pairing is where winners will play winners and losers will play losers. And if you had a stalemate draw, you'll play with somebody else who had a stalemate draw in the next round. That's what I love about Mr. Liptrap and his tournaments. He tries to make them as fair as possible. Okay, and also chess teams can compete against each other. Elementary schools versus elementary schools, middle school students playing middle school students, high school students playing high school students. He tries to do that as best as he can. Okay, where are these tournaments? Well, you're going to find a lot of tournaments in the southwest part of Houston to be very, very, very active. There is a local club, and I'm just going to give a shout out to these guys. This is the Chess Refinery. These guys know what they're doing. They're playing chess, and these are the strongest players in Houston from my point of view. Also, here in the northwest part of Houston where I live, it's mostly active. You're going to find little local tournaments around as well, especially with Mr. Liptrap. He tries to hang out in this area to do some, but he's not afraid to go west. So that brings me to the east and the west part of Houston. These are active areas of Houston. They're sometimes kind of far out of reach, but if you're close to Beltway 8, you're going to find some tournaments in that area of Houston. Okay, so let's get to that money part. How much does it cost? The entry fees are typically under $20, so that makes it really inexpensive for joining a tournament. Mr. Liptrap's current price right now is $19 for an early entry. If you are paying by check, you got to mail that in early. He also has an option to be able to pay online through him, and that works very, very, very well. Makes getting your child in, having a seat for the tournament, and that's always a great thing because they will generally pack out. Sometimes they pack out at about 300 students or even 400 students in one tournament. So we just got to check to see if there's room and just continue to keep on going back to his website. All right, again, just Google Jim Liptrap chess and his schedule will pop up. Okay, so another thing that you're going to need when you go to tournaments is you're going to need a membership card that I have into the right hand side. This yearly membership is only $11 per student, but you need to talk to Mr. Liptrap and to let him know that your student is new, and so there's that additional $11 that you need to pay in. So listening to this, that when you are first getting your child signed up for one of his Saturday tournaments, you're looking at $11 plus 19, so $30 already for a Saturday. But good news is that membership card, it lasts for the entire year. It's a one-time kind of payment, and you can play in as many tournaments as you want when you have this membership card. Okay, and that's really all that you need to jump into tournaments. All right, so one thing that I do and some of the other coaches in Houston is that we charge a coaching fee. Their coaching fees can be different than mine. Sometimes they're more expensive because of what they offer, and sometimes they're cheaper because they don't offer maybe the same thing that I charge. So I get to work with your student all day for $20. I'm helping to build their game day playbook. We have openings that we try to practice with the white pieces and also with the black pieces. So getting into make sure that they know what they're doing and is also a very tricky thing to do. So that's something that we try to work together on in between the rounds of chess. Also, I do tournament chess puzzles for prizes. What you're seeing here is a quick little puzzle. I hope that you can find it, the answer to that one. And when you find that answer to that puzzle, you bring it to my attention and let me know that you got that puzzle. And I start counting chess points, and our chess points will be redeemed for cool chess prizes like colorful chess pieces or magnetic chess sets or a chess book or something else. Also, when your student is playing in tournaments, they're writing down their moves for me, and I get to take a look at their games, and I get to break it down for them to try to figure out what went right and what went wrong and we need to fix for next time. All right, so what do you need to bring for a chess tournament? First thing we need to do is to bring a tournament chess set. What you're looking at is a chess tournament set. This is the official chess set of the USCF. They like to have those pieces about that size and with that correct size board. Glass chess pieces and wooden chess pieces are kind of sensitive. We don't want them to fall and break at all. So I recommend with students get a heavy plastic chess set so that they can play. You can also bring a chess clock. It's not necessary because in some tournaments, they will provide one for you if you don't have the money to purchase one. Chess clocks can be about $25 and up. You may see a cheaper one like the one in the picture for about 20 bucks. These chess clocks are digital and analog. It just depends on how much you want to spend for a nice chess clock. So, all right. Also, you need to bring a chess notation book and a pencil. Please don't worry if you don't have these items. You don't need a chess bag, but those are really nice things to have. Mr. Liptrap has those, a chess store at his chess tournaments where you can be able to purchase this stuff on the spot. I also recommend that students bring a sack lunch during the lunchtime. If you don't want to bring a sack lunch, and you can bring some lunch money. I would say about $10 is pretty good for a sizable lunch. There's concessions that are sold at these, and the concessions go for helping that local school's club that they're trying to keep in business. Okay, so what does the day look like? All right, I tell my students, please check in between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. This is to make sure that your name is on the register and we didn't forget about you. So I meet with students and we get to start warming up during the check-in time. About 9 a.m., sometimes it's a little bit after 9 that Mr. Liptrap gets the tournaments started. This is because of the size of the tournament. If it's like 300 people, 400 people, it is really hard to get things started right on time at 9 a.m., but he does his best to get them rolling. So first round starts at 9, ends at 10. Round number 2, 10 to 11. And then we break typically around 11 to 12. Sometimes it may last a little bit longer, but that's all right. He tries to give everybody enough time to eat and to get the tournament get rolling right after lunch. From 12 to 1, round 3. Round 4 is from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. And then the last round is from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Now, again, this is with respect about the size of the tournament. If it's larger, it could last a little bit longer. So right after that, I usually see the award ceremonies happening from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. But it's not uncommon to see from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. for an award ceremony. They give out individual trophies like you see in the picture, and they also have team trophies as well. All right, so something else that I do is I have my own team, my own Santos Slayers team. I work with a lot of schools and sometimes private students, homeschool students. They don't have a team to join, so they are welcome to join my team, the Santos Slayers. I have chess classes at Extraordinary Education Learning Center in Magnolia, Texas. We do chess from Mondays and through Thursdays. So lots and lots and lots of practice will definitely help students get better and better and better. So with this weekly practice, I work with students doing all kind of work to make sure that they are ready for tournaments. I also do online classes. My online classes are available. Just contact me at johnsantos83@gmail, and I'll get with you as soon as I can. Also, you can join my chess.com group. Please contact me so I can be able to add you to our group. And I also do lessons for adults with the Santos Slayers. If you're just feeling like I want to learn something new, I want to get sharper, and that's exactly what I do. Doesn't matter how old you are. I've taught seniors that are just trying to find a new hobby. It's all good. Okay, the last thing that I wanted to bring to your attention is chess boot camps, and this is a fun thing that I get to do with kids. No, I'm not drilling them like a drill sergeant at all, but it is a cram course for students that are getting ready to play in tournaments. I do 5 power lessons and have challenges to make sure that they are ready to be able to play in those tournaments. I show them important strategies that are used by masters. I develop an opening tournament playbook with them, and I show them some pretty cool, crafty middle game ideas so they don't feel stuck in that middle part of the game. We also have a lunch break, and in our lunch breaks, I have a meal that's prepared for them, and it's included in our price. Last thing, too, we do some critical chess tactics, and we have a puzzle workbook that I use and I have assembled together, and I also show them some essential in-game knowledge that they need to know and master before they jump into that. And our final hour of our boot camp, what I love to do is to do a speed chess tournament, and I have some small trophy prizes for those people that are doing fantastic. Okay, so that's what I do in my chess videos and my chess boot camps. I thank you guys very much for doing that. There I am. Thank you all for watching my YouTube video. If you have questions, please let me know and put it into a comment or send me an email. Thank you for watching. Have an awesome day.